Bells Crossing second grade. I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to talk about nonfiction text features. We have been learning how to identify text features and how those text features help us understand what we're reading. So far, we have gone over the table of contents, the headings, photographs, captions, diagrams, special type, pronunciations, glossary, and today we're going to go over the index. The index is very similar to the glossary. Both are found at the back of the book. The index also shows important words, and they're listed alphabetically, meaning in ABC order. And beside of those, you'll notice there's a number. These numbers tell us what page those particular books are used in the text. So for example, if I wanted to go back and read about lungs, and this is for a book about frogs, by the way. So if I wanted to go back and read about a frog's lungs, I would go to page 14, and it should talk about lungs. That's especially helpful when we're doing research and we only need a little bit of information instead of having to read the whole entire book, because sometimes when you're doing research, you need to look through a lot of different books. And so you might not have time to read a bunch of books. It's helpful to use the index to find what you need and to even see if the book has the information that you need. So we're going to go ahead today and read a book about amphibians. And our book is called, Do You Know About Amphibians? Well, today we're going to do this a little backwards. We are going to start at the back of the book. And near the back of the book, we have the index. The index lists some very important words that are discussed inside the book. And let's say that, gosh, I want to read more about gills. So I can find out about gills on page 18 through 19 or 21. Well, let's go back to those pages and see. I believe 21 was my first page. And on this page, it says, soon the salamander's legs grow longer. The fin along its tail shrinks. Its gills disappear. There's our word, gills. So that's how we use an index. I'm going to read a little bit about this book starting in the beginning. And if this book interests you, you can always go and read it on Epic. We're going to look for some of those important words in this book too. The words that we are looking for are caecilians, camouflage, crayfish, eardrums, eggs, frogs, gills, hibernation, lungs, metamorphosis. That's a big word. Mud puppies. That's interesting. Poison, salamanders, tadpoles, temperature, toads, and tongue. So let's find out more about these topics. So do you know about amphibians? What is an amphibian? Tadpoles swim in a pond. They wiggle their tails from side to side. Our caption with this photograph below, the caption says that tadpoles have long tails for, long tails for swimming. Tadpoles change as they grow. What do they become? And then here it says tadpoles grow legs. That's a caption for the picture. And it's even labeling. It's showing us the leg. Frogs. They hop out of water and hop across land. Frogs are amphibians. Toads and salamanders are amphibians too. A frog's long back legs help it leap on land and swim in water. Most young amphibians start their lives in water. Most adults live on land. All amphibians have backbones. So you can see this frog's backbone under its smooth skin. Amphibians cannot make their own body heat. Their bodies get cold when the air is cold. They get warmer when the air is warm. They are ectotherms. Two frogs warm on a sunny day. So you see the photograph? This is a realistic photograph of two frogs, and they're warming up on a sunny log, just like our iguanas were the other day. So many amphibians live where it is always warm. This spadefoot toad lives in the hot desert. It stays cool by burying itself underground. Amphibians lay eggs. That's my heading. So I'm going to predict that this part of the book is going to tell us about the eggs that the amphibians lay. So spotted salamanders crawl in a forest on a rainy spring night. Some spotted salamanders have yellow spots. They find a pond. There they lay a clump of eggs. The eggs do not have shells. They are covered in jelly. So a spotted salamander rests near its eggs. And then we have a realistic photo to show us what that looks like. Toads also lay eggs. They lay them in long strings. Inside each egg, a tadpole grows. These are toad eggs. One toad can lay thousands of eggs at a time. So here we have on this page, soon tadpoles hatch from the eggs. The tadpoles eat tiny water plants. And then our label for this, or caption, says groups of tadpoles stay together and eat. So the caption is telling us more about that photograph. This bird caught a tadpole. Tadpoles swim together to stay safe. Fish, birds, snakes, turtles, and insects all eat tadpoles. Male poison dart frogs guard their eggs. Tiny tadpoles hatch from the egg. They wiggle onto their dad's back. He carries them to water. A male poison dart frog carries two tadpoles to water. That caption is showing us what is being illustrated in that picture. You see the two tadpoles? So in this photo, the caption tells us this bullfrog tadpole has grown legs. And then our heading for the next section says amphibians grow and change. An amphibian's body shape changes as it grows. The tiny tadpole hatches from an egg and grows quickly. Its back legs grow first, then tiny front legs appear. Its tail disappears. This change is called metamorphosis. So if you'll notice in our paragraph, we have some special type. These words, or the sentence, this change is called metamorphosis. It is first of all, it's a little bit larger, but it's also in a different color. And so the author is letting us know this is really important. This is something you need to know. So now I think we're probably going to learn more about metamorphosis. The tadpole changes in other ways too. Soon it will eat insects instead of water plants. It grows a long, sticky tongue to catch flies. And here the caption says a tadpole grows into a frog. It uses its tongue to catch a bug. So this isn't really new information in this caption, but it is showing us, it's illustrating what the author's talking about. So the tadpole grows eardrums. What will it hear? So the author is getting our attention for this question, and I think that's because she's about to answer it. Frog songs. Male frogs call to females in the spring. Can you see the frog's eardrum? Young amphibians breathe underwater with gills. This young spotted salamander has feathery gills. Soon the salamander's legs grow longer. The fin along its tail shrinks. Its gills disappear. Lungs grow. Then it breathes air with its lungs. So in this picture is showing us the adult spotted salamander used to have gills. Now it has lungs and breathes air. So a tiger salamander also breathes through its damp skin. It digs holes underground. The wet ground keeps its skin damp. Some amphibians always live underwater. Adult mud puppies swim in lakes and streams. They keep their brushy gills. So here's a picture of an adult mud puppy. and it catches crayfish to eat. So amphibians stay safe. Some amphibians stay safe by hiding below ground. Marbled salamanders creep beneath logs. They hide there from their enemies. Some amphibians blend in. Camouflage helps them stay safe. And so on this area, we've got different colors. So it draws our attention to those words. So question, can you spot the gray tree frog? Can you spot it? It's right here. Okay, the bright color of a golden poison frog warns hunters to stay away. The frog's poison makes animals sick. How does this wood frog live in cold winters? It hibernates. Water inside its body turns into ice. The ice melts in the spring, and then the frog hops away. So we've got some fun facts and some games to play. Again, you can always read this in Epic if you're interested. We've got the glossary that we talked about with definitions for some of these important words, such as gill, a part of the body that some animals use for breathing underwater. And then some of the same words are in the index, but it tells us the pages where we can find those. I hope you enjoyed. And now if you'll click on the link below for your class activity.